Welcome to another great episode on 97.7 FM, The City. We have another great celebrity interview, this time with actress Diana Durango, all the way from Miami, right? Is that where you're at right now?
Tampa, home of the
Tampa,
Bucks,
Florida.
bro. Come on, man.
Well, thank you so much for making the time to talk to our kids. We are
Yeah.
broadcasting live from our film camp, our first annual film camp. It's actually the first of its kind in the Rio Grande Valley, and the industry professionals that have come together to put this film camp together are seasoned industry veterans who, with a lot of years of experience, even though they're young, like this young lady here, and the young
Hey,
lady and the young lady in the back, Maneli Cepeda.
and is that your mom too? Is your mom? Is
Yeah,
it
her
your
mom's there.
mom? I'm sorry. The squeal comes out. Don't tell any of my casting directors that I do that.
Well, like I was saying, everyone that came together to put this together is highly skilled, experienced, and so they're sharing their experience with these kids. And so, like them, thank you so much for your willingness to share your experience with these with the next generation of filmmakers.
Mhm.
So, without
I-
further ado, I'm going to toss it over to you, and because we're here to talk about you. So,
That-
welcome.
so before I start, I want to know how many so if I were to ask you guys, what do you guys do? Anybody? What do you guys do? You right there with the blue shirt. What do you do?
I like collecting.
Collecting? I like that. Okay, what else? What do you guys do? If I were to ask you, what are you? What do you do? What is your title?
Writer.
Writer? Good answer. Anybody else?
The photographer and actor.
You anybody else?
Mostly just actor.
Okay,
Reading, writing, acting.
Okay,
love it.
speak up.
Thank
You can hear me?
What else?
Crafting.
Yes,
Sleeping.
I love it. So the reason why I brought that up was because I remember being in a class just like this, and I was so ashamed to say I was an actor. I was like, I don't have the experience. I don't have anything on my resume. And everybody asked, what are you? What do you do? I'm like, well, I'm a student. I went to law school. I'm a therapist. I never said I was an actor. So that's the first thing to go over and say and own it. Right now, own it. Whether you're a director, you're a writer, you're an actor, whatever you do, it doesn't matter what's on your resume. Own it. Because when I sit down and I say to you, oh, what do you do? I don't know you. You don't know me. But if you say actor, if you say that you're a writer, if you say you're a producer or a director, that automatically is your calling card. Because I might need an actor. I might need a director. I might need a producer. So just own that. I'm good? So own it. Own it like it's your thing. So I am Diana Durango. I am an actor, producer, director. I broker films. And I've been acting for 2 decades. Everybody goes, oh, so how long have you been acting? Well, in reality, my first acting job was when I was 4, and I played the Virgin Mary in a Christmas play, and I've been acting ever since. I'm a Latina, so everybody looks and they're like, "No, you speak Spanish?" No, like, "Claro que sí, ¿por qué no?" And they always, they're like, "No." I'm like, "You want me to talk like this?" Duh, yeah, totally. So no, but I came into this thinking that I wasn't worthy. Thinking that I wasn't going to be able to do what other people were doing. Looking at The Breakfast Club, looking at all these movies, all these shows, Hannah Montana, Lizzie McGuire. I'm like, I'll never do that because I'm not in Hollywood. I'm not somebody that has money to go do this. I don't have those connections. And I slowly but surely stuck my class like you're taking right now. And I realized single thing that I had in life, every single hardship, every single cry, every single really crappy moment, it brought everything to the table with acting. Actors aren't perfect. The best actors, the most seasoned actors, are the ones that have gone through the hardest things. So when you go through something hard, own it, write it down. You can journal it, so you can like understand what those feelings are. Writing the same thing. You're writing something, write it out, bleed on paper. As actors, we bleed. We have the courage to bleed. You guys just did stuff today, and I saw some of the cool stuff, some of the pictures where you guys were doing scenes. Maneli, Brooklyn, Lisette, we bled. We had to trust each other to go over and cry and have our mocos coming out of our nose and just looking like caca. We looked horrible, but it was because we tapped into those moments where we felt like crap in life and we remembered them. And that's what acting is. Acting is about having the courage to go over and go to those things in our past and really pull it out. And that's the other part, right? They don't call it a job when you're acting. It's not a job, it's a part. And the reason why it's a part is because you dig deep right in there where something just really hurts and you pull that part out and you show it to the cameraman, you show it to your fellow actors, you show it to the director, and you show it raw. And the more raw you are, the more beautiful it is. You might think I look ugly. Trust me, and you can ask Ruby how ugly I look on set when I'm just disgusting and crying. But those are the most beautiful, intricate moments that we could capture of you, your authentic humanity, because you're sad, you're angry, you're, excuse my French, pissed off, doesn't look like mine. I want to know what it looks like for you. You're allowing, as actors, as writers, producers, directors, filmmakers, you're allowing humanity to understand what humanity looks like, that we don't have to be perfect. I think Lisette went over and posted something today, and I'm Latina. So she stated today on her story that there is a 17% reduction in the presence of Latinos and Hispanics in movies. So what we do, what you guys are doing in this room right now, you are showing the representation of what it means to live like us, what it means to live as a Latino, as a Hispanic, what it means to live in a world that's not Caucasian, and that's wonderful if you're Caucasian, if you're Black, or if you're Chinese or whatever. But as us, we are able to show them, look, the world doesn't always look like this. It could sometimes look like this too. This is our narrative, our story. And what you're doing through acting, through filmmaking, through writing, is that you are advocating for your cause, for your story. There's somebody out there watching your movie right now that feels alone, that feels like they can't cry, they can't laugh, that nobody understands them. But from your story that you're going to tell, either as an actor, a producer, a writer, you're going to save them. You're going to let them know that they're not alone. And that's, to me, acting has always been very religious. It's been a prayer. I sat down with Liam Neeson once. Everybody's seen Taken. And he said he prayed. He says that acting's prayer for him. And I didn't get it. And then I realized, when they go over, and I was like, okay, this is no sacrifice. I'm going to pray. So it's the bleeding out. For me, acting is a sacrifice. And you don't have to go over, and you don't have to only be an actor. I always tell people, if you're going to act and if you are going to go over and do whatever you're going to do in life, make sure you get an education. I went over and I saw Maneli, I saw Brooklyn, and I saw Lisette. And they all are doing stuff with their education. You guys do it too. I went to law school, and I will never be a lawyer, but it helps me with my contracts in Hollywood. And I'm also a therapist. Those are things that we could bring into the acting world. I always tell people, go as far with your education as you want. If you want to go and study drama, study drama. If you want to study production, study production. You do that, but just make sure you have that there. So yeah, and aside from that, I started very, very young. I was 16 years old, and I was going to school, and there was an audition, and it was for a movie called Monster with Charlize Theron. And it was that morning, and I told my mom, I need to go to this audition. It was like somewhere past Orlando. I'm from Tampa, so it was like 2 hours away. She goes, you can't miss your class. And I looked at her and I said, you're ruining my life. And I slammed the door, something you don't do to your mother. And I went to a private school, and this little mojita, this nun, knocks on the door for history class, and she goes, Durango, come here. She goes, your mom's letting you go and leave school to go to this audition, to do whatever. And I left, and that was my first movie that I ever did, which was Monster with Charlize. She got an Oscar. And I looked at her, and she's a beautiful woman. But for this role, she wasn't. She played a woman named Eileen Warnos. I looked and I said, how does she do that? How does she get there? And everybody was talking method this, method that. It's method. And I didn't know what the heck method was. I was just there to recite my lines. And I finally realized what method was. And I think that you guys might be getting acting classes. So if you do go back home and you do want to act, look up method. Look up method acting. We're a little crazy, but that's what gets us there. There are so many methods out there. There's the Uta Hagen method. There's Stanislavski. There is Lee Strasberg, Meisner, Uta Hagen. Find what works for you. I'm a Strasberg student. So I studied up in New York, and it's hard. You cry in front of people, the people to the left of you and the people to the right of you. Do that right now. Look at everybody in the room. Got it? Okay, so ready? Those are your people. Find 3 people that you trust in that room. 3 people. And those will be people that you do lines with. Those will be people that you tell them keep you in check. Those will be people that you cry to. Those will be people that you trust. Choose them. Choose them wisely, because they can make you or they can break you. Find somebody that's honest and true, but somebody that's also going to motivate you as much as possible. So back to this method, find your method. See what works for you. Find classes. Continue. I mean, you are in this workshop. This is great. You guys are doing that first thing, taking a workshop. And it's probably not easy. I don't think it would be. But find it. And continue going. Do you guys know how sharks stay alive? Anybody? How do sharks stay alive?
They have to keep swimming to push water through their gills.
That's it. If you stop swimming as an actor, you will die. If you stop swimming as a writer, as a producer, anything, if you stop swimming with the creativity, you'll die. I can promise you that. When you do one project, you do it. And as soon as you're done, the end does not stop when they yell cut for that martini shot, the last shot of the movie. It doesn't stop there. You have to go over and you have to start with your social media. You have to be relevant. You have to look at your next job. You have to see what's going next. Literally, I just finished a project with you guys, which, by the way, I love you guys so much and I love that area. But I already had 3 other feature films lined up. And I was already on my social media marketing. Cut does not mean cut. Cut at that point means you better market yourself, because I better know that you're relevant, and that editor better know that you're relevant to keep you in the film. Because what we do as filmmakers is that we look at social media and we say, how many people are following them? What are they trying to say? You might be somebody with a little blip, but I'm like, wait, that's a social media influencer. Influencer. I need them because they're going to go over and they're going to give me numbers. So that we keep yourself relevant. Be the shark. Always smile. Never complain. If somebody's doing something not nice to you, you report it, and I'll get to that later. But keep on going. And if somebody tells you you can't, you look at them right in the face with a nice smile and you say, watch me. Flat out. Because there's not a no. And no is, what do they say? You go over, I'm making the kingdom with the bricks that are thrown at me. And you just keep going. So looking at that, take your classes. Does everybody know what you guys need as an actor? Or no? Everybody know what you guys need as an actor? To start off, you're like your little packet. Anybody? So you need your headshot. Everybody have those? Got it? Headshot, resume, your reel. And if you don't have a reel, just do something on your iPhone. Just record it, do it, send it, you got it. And then again, keep your social media relevant. Try to keep your followers at least over 2,000 if you can do it. 5,000, 10,000. Try to do it. Stay relevant. Stay on top of stuff. Everything that you say on social media will follow you. And people do look. I cast. So I look at people that I'm going to work with. I look and I'm like, ooh, that one, who? I don't think I, who. We look at things like that. Keep yourself relevant. Make sure that you know your work as an actor. Make sure that you know, like, oh, I shouldn't be here for a 12-hour day. I need to eat. I need to be able to do those things. And you'll get to a point where you need to get paid. And you'll start seeing, okay, so what's proper payment? And I get that from actors all the time. How much do I get paid for this? You'll get to a point where you become professional. I'm part of the Screen Actors Guild. And thank God for that, we get minimum payments. We have minimum payments due. And you get to go over and say that. So for you guys, like, make sure, like, get paid something. Even if you're starting out, get paid gas at least. Make sure that you're getting paid gas. Make sure you're getting paid $100 a day. This is your talent. You're worth something. And if you start free, people are not going to go over and value what you have. So make sure you get paid something. As far as managers, make sure, like, get an agent, get a manager. Start off with an agent first. Make sure that your agents are SAG accredited, because you're going to start getting SAG projects. You want to get SAG projects. Those are the bigger projects with like Universal or Warner Brothers or things like that. I remember the first time I used my my SAG agent, I ended up working with Ben Stiller on the show Escape of Dannemora. And I was like, oh my, and it came so easy, but it was because I used my SAG agent. And I wasn't SAG at that point, and I ended up getting it. And at that point, that I think was probably the most that I've ever been paid in my life for the amount of time and work that I did. I did dubbing, which is voiceover work, for 15 minutes. And I got paid $5,000 for 15 minutes of my voice. I didn't know that. And that's the jump that you guys want. You guys want people to see you. You want to be able to get to those SAG projects, the Screen Actors Guild projects. You want to get in at least 3 of them so you can get your voucher and you can become SAG actors. And at that point, you start making the money. And at that point, you start working with the bigger people. And at that point, you just start really rolling. Once you get your foot in that studio door, people start seeing you. And if you guys have film festivals around there, Comic-Cons, any type of convention, film festivals, get your face out there. Take your business cards with you. Put a QR code on it so that somebody can look at it and get to your Instagram or get to your reel, so that we collect those. Make sure you put your picture on there, because I'm not going to remember a name, but I'll remember your face and I'll remember how you made me feel. So that's a big one. And aside from that, just don't let anybody hold you down. Like, just do not at all. And again, people like to go over and they like to tell you and try to make you feel small sometimes when they are scared of you. Take critique. Take critique from the director. Know your emotions, but also be wise and know when somebody, there's a difference between critique and trying to make you feel small. Never feel small. Ever. Realize when somebody's trying to make you small, that's because of the fact that they're scared. And you just go stronger, harder. You push your social media. You continue looking for jobs. You continue looking for work. Because of the fact that one opinion of that one person doesn't matter. We have billions of people in this world, billions of stories. And I know that if your stuff comes across my desk ever, I'll look at you. Because everybody can be a Sharon Stone or a Tom Cruise or whatever. That's okay. That's cool. And mind you, they're wonderful people. They're great people. But right now, the way that Hollywood is, we want to see different, because we're craving to see the true strength of humanity, because that's what acting and movie making is about. So anyways, that's my spiel. Anybody have any questions at all for anything at all? Please. You can ask anything. It could be embarrassing. It could be anything. Hi.
Dominic.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
Does it usually hurt when you act?
Does it hurt?
Yeah.
So where's Miss Ruby? Here, I'm gonna give you a story. Miss Ruby, are you there?
Yes. I'm
Miss
here.
Ruby, what did I show up to film with? What was on my foot?
A cast, a foot cast.
No, I broke my foot. I broke my foot on a movie before I shot this movie. And I said, I have to be in Texas. I have to shoot this movie. I'm doing it. So I went to the doctor and he goes, you broke your foot. And I said, well, how can I do my own? And I had a stunt. I had a fall. I had to do all those fun things. And again, I was with Miss Ruby. I was with Manelli and I was with Lisette and Brooklyn. And we were all together rooting each other on. But I had a cast on my foot. And I had to walk up and down doing some stuff that was there. I can't talk about it, right? But I had to walk up and down with my three little sisters, right? I call them my film sisters, and my foot was killing me. So yes, sometimes you hurt. If you hurt too much, tell somebody. But sometimes you do hurt. It's a part of it. Have you ever hurt on a film set?
Like 2 seconds ago.
What did you do? What did you do? Did you fall?
Where like we fake punch each other and then fall, and I had to retake that over like 100 times.
It was not.
You
You did about the same amount that we did, and we had a worse fall.
It was like 50 or
Did
something.
you fall? Did you fall back or did you fall forward?
How do I say both?
Backwards.
You did both. Back.
Yeah.
Did they teach you? They teach you the trick how to roll on your shoulder back?
No.
Okay.
No.
So for you guys, when you guys fall, right? So when you guys get a punch, first of all, the guy that's punching, if you're not, let's say the camera's behind you, right? The guy that's punching always hit your chest. So when you hit, you go there. So you hear it, the person hitting their chest. So that's the person punching, right? When you get punched, you obviously do the whole like jerk thing. If you're getting punched sideways, roll toward your side. Don't go flat. Bend down and then roll to the side, almost like you're crumbling. If you go forward, always make sure to lead with your elbow and roll down. And you can actually make a really cool fall that way. And they're like, how did you do that? Did that hurt? This will always shield you. So you roll down forward. And when you roll back, you go the same thing and you bend back. You guys got that? You guys got it?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of, maybe, sort of. You guys already knew that? Any other questions? Keep it coming, please.
Oh,
Yes.
Turn it a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that you participated in the film Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
What did you do in that film?
What was it?
What did you get to do in that film?
Oh, so during that time period, I was in law school, and I went over and I said I have to do movies, right? So I was going between two sets. I was going between a movie with Jason Statham called Wild Card and then Dawn of the Rising of the Planet of the Apes. And it happened by fluke. I was a colonist. And what was so weird, it was in New Orleans. That's where we shot. And there was a huge factory that was abandoned on this street called Chapatulas. And I was like, okay, we're going to do this, whatever. And a friend of mine, and this is the other thing, guys, when you're on set, you never know who you're going to make friends with. So just be professional, be nice. You never know what's going to happen. I was on set of that one movie with Jason Statham, and there's a girl named Laura. And she goes, oh, my cousin, this and that. Not my cousin, my uncle. She calls him her uncle. Is going to be there, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I want you to meet him. He wants you to see where you're going to be tomorrow, where you're going to be filming. And there was an entire area of a street that they put sand and everything in. And he looked at me and he goes, can I tell you something? He goes, here's a little tip. Because I'm just an extra. I was just an extra. So he goes over and he goes, I need for you to be next to the fence while all the lights go off. They're going to scare you. The lights are going to go off. And make sure that you're by the fence. And then you could see my face. But that one was not a very, very big one. But that one also helped me get into Hot Tub Time Machine 2. And it helped me get into Grudge Match and all of that fun stuff. So, but that one was it was scary because they wanted to get the scare factor out of all of us. So yeah, it was cool. Very, very, very cool. Questions? Oh, no, you're welcome. What was your name? Oh,
Sophia.
Oh, sorry, Sophia.
Sophia. Pleasure to meet you, Sophia. And then there was somebody behind Sophia. Hi.
Sorry.
No,
So,
just scoot back.
What was like what was your favorite like thing that you've done, and also what was the first thing?
So the first thing and my favorite thing that I've ever done.
Yeah.
So for like a professional movie.
Yeah.
So the first professional movie that I ever did was the one with Charlize Theron. And that was in Orlando, and it was called Monster. And that was like the first professional movie set that I ever worked on. And that was with a woman, a great director. If you guys want to take her name down, look her up on IMDb, and I'll give you some tips for that as well. Her name is Patty Jenkins. She does independent movies. Favorite thing, I have a few favorite things. So one of them was there was a helicopter on our set, and on one of the sets that I was on, and I said, "Do you guys want to use that?" And they go, "Yeah, we do." And I said, "Okay, I'm going to try to see if I can make it so that we can use a helicopter." And I said, "But if I can do that, you're going to let me jump out of it, like 10 feet up in the air with an Uzi in my hand, the big gun." And they're like, "If you can do that, kid," and I was young. I was probably like 20, I want to say. "If you can do that, we'll let you jump out of the air 10 feet up with a big gun in your hand, and you can." And I'm like, "Okay." And I was a little tiny role by that point, not huge. I was playing with Laura Gomez, who was in Orange is the New Black. And I got the person to let me fly that chopper up in the air. Somebody was flying it, and I said, "Can you just hover, and then hover at 10 feet, and then let me jump out?" And I did it. So that was fun. Like jumping out of a helicopter with a huge Uzi in my hand was super, super, super fun. Another one was, and I think Manelli saw it. Manelli, Ruby, Brooklyn, they all saw it. So did Caleb. Mrs. Tapeda saw it. I got super bloody. I got super, super bloody, and I got blown up in a giant bomb. And for me, my favorite movies are the ones where I get to go over and be not myself. I get to be a villain, or I get to get bloodied up. I don't get to be really, really cool. Um, Another one, the last one I think was Escape at Dannemora with Ben Stiller, because I was up in Plattsburgh, and I was standing there doing my like little tiny news report, and you could see me. And we went to see the actual inside of the prison, which I've never seen the inside of a prison before. That was really cool. But I'm just, talking or whatever, and then talking to this guy that, he's my on scene like camera guy, and there goes Ben, and he goes, "Hey, Diana." I'm like, "Oh, hi, Ben." And then next to him, I never met Benicio del Toro before, and I'm like, and I was starstruck. I never been starstruck in my life, and that was kind of my thing. But I like scenes that are trying. I like the scenes where I have to cry, where I have to die, things that are really not like me. Those are the ones that I really like. I really, really enjoy them. So yeah, or like the other ones are like horror movies. I really love horror movies because you get to put the makeup on and the gore, and you get to be all kind of gross and mucky, and it's kind of cool. Really, really cool. Stories. I mean, any questions? Questions? Anything?
No.
None?
Not at the moment.
So what are you guys like? Like, what did you guys like from today? Like, what was your favorite stuff from today?
When I didn't fall.
That was fun. The action sequence. Yeah, I think the action scene was fun.
Your action sequences?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Who does martial arts inside of it with you guys? Do any of you guys do martial arts stuff?
It's been a while. Not really.
I'm recently starting.
So that's like something that I haven't done yet, and I really realized that I need to do, because action is really picking up again. Action movies are really picking up again, and that is one thing. And I'm again, well, I can tell you guys, I'm 38 years old. So my thing is that at 38, I thought I've done it all, right? I thought that I had all the training necessary, and you guys are younger than me. So I think that one thing that I have held back on is learning martial arts and learning those combat sequences. So if there's a piece of advice to give you guys, is like learn that, because that's integral to know in movies, because everybody's looking for that right now. Like, do you know how to fight? Do you know how to fall? Do you know how to do those things? Like, do you know So it's not just like, do you know how to act anymore? It's, do you know how to fight? Can you do those jumps? Can you hit somebody? And the more that you can do, the better off you kind of are. You're kind of like a really great threat with talent in order to do those things. So yeah. Any other questions? Nothing? I was going to give you guys a tip. Somebody just gave me this 2 days ago, and they said if there are any movies that are coming out or anything that you see. So if you guys have a pen and paper, I would definitely take this stuff down. Always look every single day. Look at Deadline, look at Hollywood Reporter, and look at Variety. And those magazines will have everything that's coming out of Cannes, everything that's coming out of film festivals, everything that is like in the know, who's the know. Then when you see it, they're going to most likely, publicists for these actors, for the bigger actors, they're going to come out and they're going to say so and so is looking at doing such and such film, right? A lot of times these films are not truly published on what we call IMDb. So is everybody aware of IMDb or no? Okay. Those films that are coming out of Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, and Variety, they're not published yet on IMDb. So then you go to the IMDb site, you look up, let's just say there's one that's coming out right now, and I know that they're going to start casting for it. It's called The Razor's Edge. And it was all over the Cannes Film Festival. All my friends are talking about it. And they're like, The Razor's Edge is with James Franco and Tommy Lee Jones. Okay, well, the first thing that I did is that I went to IMDb and I looked. There's no casting director up. But A, look for the casting directors on IMDb under these projects. B, look for the director himself, and they have the email there. Email them your stuff. Just email them. There's nothing that you can do that's going to hurt you for emailing a casting director and a director. And if there's a series that you like, go there onto IMDb. If you like a series, let's say you like Bridgerton, or let's say you like Outlander or something like that, go there, see if they're still in circulation, look for the casting director. If it's not circulating anymore, look to see who the casting director or what the director of that film, what they're working on now. Click on that casting director, see what they're doing now, see if it resonates with you, submit. That's the other thing. Agents are great. They're wonderful people, but sometimes you have to do the work on your own. And I am on there like looking, and I'm talking to my friends, and I'm marketing, and I'm trying to see what's going on, because agents are great, but they have 50 other people just like you. Go onto IMDb, utilize that. Please, I'm begging you, because the best person that's going to market who you are, it's you. I promise you. And as far as writing workshops, they work. They're amazing. They're great. For the writing workshops, when you have a piece that you're doing, go to the stuff there. You get to upload it, put your title of your name there. As long as it's in the Writers Guild of America, your project that's there, nobody can touch it. And you just document that that's yours, and nobody can touch that project for you. That's another thing. So, and aside from that, if you're a director, make sure that you're making friends with actors. Make sure that you collect actors' names that you like to work with, directors' names, writers' names that you like to work with, because it just happened to me yesterday. There's a $10 million movie that I'm literally helping produce, right? $10 million movie that I'm helping produce. And they're like, who do you want to bring in? And I literally have a Rolodex of people that I'd like to work with. And I look at them like, well, what do you need? And I'm like, I've got this and this and this and this and this. And at that point, I don't need to go to an agent to get my actors or my writers or my directors or my crew. These are people that I've worked with already. People that have left a really good impression on me. People that have treated me well. People that are good actors. People that work hard. So you yourself keep that Rolodex of people, so that if somebody goes over and says, oh, who do you have? Oh, I have 5 other people to come with me. You gave me less work to do, so I don't have to find anybody else. And I like that. I really, really, really like that. So, any other questions? No?
I don't think there's any more questions.
Good. I'm sorry. Just thank you guys for having me. I'm so sorry. I have a movie that, Ruby's looking at a movie that we're shooting tomorrow. I will be falling. I have been falling. I've been learning how to ride a motorcycle. So look me up if you have any questions. I'm on IMDb as well. I'm under Diana Durango. You guys can look up my stuff. I'm on social media. I look at my Instagram a lot. It's Diana Durango 813. By all means, feel free. And a lot of people aren't like this. Feel free to contact me. I'll answer questions if you have any questions. If you have any questions about what agents to look at, where to look at those things. And that's about it. So yeah, you guys are gonna kick butt, every single one of you in there, and just keep on following.
I'll give them a little overview. Last one to say goodbye.
Bye. Oh my goodness, you guys are honestly gonna kick butt. You're the first step is with this class, and I'm really proud of all of you guys. And just keep on taking classes, and keep on not saying no, and keep on getting work. And again, like, you guys are the future of Hollywood. You guys are the future of entertainment, and we need more of this. We need more of you guys doing this. And then, if you guys ever shoot a movie, right? Just make sure to cast me. It'll be good. It'll be totally fine. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you. Manelli's mom, I love you. I love you so much. I love you. So, but you guys make sure to cast me. I'll be angry. I'm not kidding.
Bye.
Mwah.
When she signs off, we can end stream. Okay.